Hello, my name's Herman Fanzelt. I'm corporate chef for Export Packers, Ocean Jewel Seafood. Today we're going to be doing Squid 101. Here's a line of the squid that we carry. We have a whole clean squid. We have tubes and tentacles. We have our portion pack. Great 7, 8, and 9 ounce portions. Easy to use. Take out from the freezer, defrost, dust, and fry very quickly. And we also have our value-added products. Our Phillips breaded rings, our salt and pepper, a 9 ounce portion, rings and tentacle, and our dusted rings and tentacle, Ocean Jewel. Easy product this is. From the freezer into the fryer, within 45 seconds to a minute, you have product on the table. There's not a faster appetizer that I can think of. Now I'm going to take you through the different formats of the squid that we carry. First, we're going to start with our whole clean squid. The whole clean squid is our Cadillac. This one here is a beautiful product. This is a 10-20 size in the metric, but 5/8 if you look at the old version. 5/8 means 5 to 8 inches. In the metric, 10 to 20 means it means 10 to 20 pieces per kilo, including the rings. So here we're going to look at one. As you see, the tentacle is still attached, and you still see the hanging meat there, so it has to be clean. This is primarily great for the person who wants to use it for frying and for grilling. They can score it, they can use it to get one tentacle to a tube, and that's what they want. The next line we have here is the same size, 5/8 or 10-20, but it's a different version. It's just rings and tubes, but the ratio is different. It's 65% tubes, 35% rings. Tentacles. And the tentacles, again, they have the hanging meat on, which has to be removed. It's too tough to eat, so that's something you have to clean. We all know that these squids have all been cleaned, which is perfect, because if you brought non-clean squid in, it'd have the skin on, beak, pen, everything to clean. So this is a great product for it's easy to use and ready to be cooked anytime. We also have our rings and tentacles here in portion packs, 7 and 8 and 9 ounce. It's also a 70% ring to a 30% tentacle. Again, all the hanging meat is removed. This one is just to defrost, dust, and it's ready to serve, as easy as that. And of course, our value-added items here, the rings are just breaded rings from Phillips. Our salt and pepper is rings and tentacles, but the same ratio with the 70% rings and the 30% tentacles, and the same with our Ocean Jewel dusted rings and tentacles. So now I'm going to talk about the species that we carry. We carry 3 different species. We have our ones with the rings and tubes and tentacles is a liligo squid, which is a naturally tender squid that's caught, taken out of the waters, and it's processed and ready to go. And the other one we have is an ilex, and that's usually primarily in the tubes, and that is a very tough squid. That has to be tenderized at the manufacturer, otherwise you couldn't even bite through it. And we also have Todorotus, which is a Japanese flying squid, and that comes just in tubes too. You do occasionally see it on the market with the tentacles, but it's primarily sold to the Asian because it's a very, very big tentacle, and it's not really in the North American scene. It wouldn't make it on the menu. It's too big. And now I'm going to be preparing and cooking our whole clean squid. This is one of my favorite products. This one can be used, especially for those who have calamari in 2 different ways on the menu. If you have it grilled and you have it dusted, this is the way to go. It's a fantastic product. It's a whole clean, so you got 1 tentacle to 1 tube. And the great thing is, when you defrost it, it comes in as a whole block, 2.5 pounds, and defrost it in your fridge overnight, or it could take maybe 2 days in the fridge. But if you have to fast defrost it, you can run it under cold water if you want to. But I don't like to, because I like to have the flavor from the squid, which is in its natural juices. So anyways, this one here, you have to clean it. You have to take off the hanging meat. So what you do is you put it on the board. The hanging meat you see is right there. You pull that out of the tube, and there's the hanging meat right there. That is too tough. You can't eat that. That has to be cut off. That has to be discarded. You have this. You can leave the feelers on. It's not a bad thing. They're very tender too, but some people take them off, but I like them on there. Even with the flaps on the end here, you don't have to take those off. They're naturally tender too. If I'm going to do it for dusting, I'll cut into rings, but I'm going to do grill, so I'm going to just score the tube. So you just lightly cut through, like so, on each side. So you got a little bit of score. You can see how it's cracking open like that, so that when you marinate that and you throw that into a hot pan, it'll kind of, butterfly will kind of open, give a nice look to it. We'll do that again. We'll do a couple pieces like that. You don't have to go all the way through, but you get that nice cut in it. Again, the tentacles, like this can all be done ahead of time, all the cleaning and all that, and just discard all the, make sure there's no beaks, but this is all virtually clean all the time, but I'm always pressing on the tentacles because it's all done by hand, and so you always like to feel around on it. I know it's 100% clean, but just to make sure you don't want any of your customers ever to get a beak on their plate. It's a very sharp, it's what the squid eats its food with, and it's very sharp, and if you ever bit into one, it's not fun. Now I'm going to grill some of our whole clean squid with my recipe that I have. This is all scored and cut and clean, and I have some of the nice McCormick's Cajun seasoning. I'm going to put a little bit of that on, so maybe a couple tablespoons, just to sprinkle it in there, move it around a little bit. Easy as that. Maybe a little bit of pepper. And I have a tablespoonful of the garlic chili. A little bit of grapeseed oil. We got the pan back there getting nice and hot. So I'll marinate this. This can be marinated overnight if you want to, or for a few hours. It doesn't matter. It's okay. But no more than a night, because, you know, calamari, actually, when it sits out too long, it starts to shrink. Remember, it's basically a lot of water in the calamari, just like shrimps. Things tend to shrink a little bit. Now we got the pan nice and smoking. You see the heat? Oh, it's coming right off. That's what I like to see, because the calamari is quick and fast. Remember, in calamari, you cook in about 2 minutes. After that, it has to be cooked for about 20 minutes to get tender again, so you don't want to cook it too long. So we got the oil and everything in here. We're going to throw that right into the pan. It's a nice sizzling there. Beautiful, beautiful. Move it around a little bit. And at the end, at the last few minutes, I'm going to add a little bit of butter, wine, and I have my cherry tomatoes and some Kalamata olives. As you see how they're blowing up, the squid is nice. It's getting a nice little color to it. Beautiful. The tentacles are vibrant. I love it. Love to see that. Beautiful. We're going to add the cherry tomatoes and the black olives, the Kalamata olives. We're going to put a little thing of butter in, because it all goes in one fast motion. We've got butter in there. Beautiful. Fantastic. A little bit of lemon juice. Ooh. And a shot of nice white wine. Oh, that gives us the juice. At the very end, you're going to put in some fresh herbs, parsley, and I have a little bit of coriander. Beautiful, beautiful. Now we're going to just nicely plate this up. Got a beautiful little grilled lemon. There you go. You got a beautiful grilled calamari. My name is Chef Herman. Enjoy.